It's great to see everyone. Thanks a lot for being here. I'm happy to welcome you. Today we'll focus on back care and just really tuning in, making a positive connection to our physical body, our emotional and mental bodies. We're going to start class lying down on your back. Take a moment to get comfortable. And if you're going to use music today, feel free to get that started. Our first pose is simply the relaxation pose. Lie down with your feet about the width of the mat, or whatever position helps your legs and hips to relax. Sometimes if lying flat on your back is a little extreme to start, it can help to bend your knees and plant your feet flat on the mat. Arms are out to the side, either like a capital letter A or a capital letter T, beginning to open your shoulders. Nod your chin gently down toward the chest and slightly up. Move the chin up and down to find a neutral curve in your neck where you feel long without any strain. Take a moment to settle in right where you are. Relax the weight of your body to be supported by the earth. Like you were lying in sand at the beach, let yourself imprint into the earth. It may feel nice just to wiggle into the footprint of your body. And just let yourself sink with gravity. Relax the weight of your head onto the mat. And relax the weight of your pelvis onto the mat. Tune into your breathing. Welcome your breath by relaxing around where it travels. Soften the edge of the nostrils, the interior of the nose. Relax the back of the mouth and inside of the throat. Relax all the way from the upper lungs through the center and into the lower parts of your lungs, where the lungs are the broadest. When you breathe in deeply, feel how the breath lifts the belly and gently massages the abdominal organs. With your exhale, let yourself deflate and soften the belly gently down. Enjoy a few slower and deeper breaths. Everywhere the breath touches becomes softer, more spacious. Let your breath impact the interior of your back muscles, the inner shoulder blades, all the way down your spine. Feel how the breath stretches your spine from the inside. Another breath in stillness. Reach arms overhead. Weave your fingers together and reach up through your knuckles. If it's available, turn your palms so that your knuckles face your head and your palms face away from you. Legs reach long. Get extra long on your right side. Separate your hands and reach, reach, reach from toes to fingertips. Extra long on the right side. With an exhale, relax. Take that into the left side. Reach extra long. See how the breath can help you at the center of the pose. On the exhale, soften. Walk your heels over to your right. Shape your body into a crescent moon. Hands weave together and slide your shoulders a couple inches to the right. Cross left ankle over the right. Create a comfortable degree of stretch and then let yourself melt. 2 deep breaths right here. Begin to walk heels. Shape the pose to the other side. Heels to the left. Shoulders glide to the left, creating this crescent moon shape. Icing on the cake is right ankle over the left. Fill in the shape with your breath and see what can release as you relax in the pose. One more exhale in the pose. Ease yourself to center. And now walk feet flat to the mat. Bring arms down beside your torso and walk the shoulder blades a little bit closer together. Check that you can ground through your feet, feeling the inner and outer edges of both feet. For a pelvic tilt, firm your belly and iron your low back down to the mat. Flatten your low back down. And then the reverse, let your low back pop up and dig your tailbone down so that you lift up your belly. And then we'll just cycle through those movements. Firm the belly, flatten the low back down. Raise your belly. So it's like your chin might nod, your shoulder blades and your tailbone move closer together. And a couple of breaths as you cycle through. Pelvic tilt in either direction. As you move, relax your feet. So instead of pushing down or pulling with your feet, try to move the pose with your core so that you're firming the abdomen when your low back comes down, and then you're toning your low back to lift up away from the mat. And even if you're not sure if your core is helping, just send an intention there and see what starts to activate. With this core movement, lift up into bridge. Take your time, start by ironing your low back down, and just use your core, not a lot of push with the feet. See if you can curl your tailbone up and then your low back, slowly lifting, and then weight will transfer into your feet. Gradually lower your spine. Be very detailed, one vertebra at a time down to the mat. And that'll be our movement, breathing bridge. Tone your core to gradually lift up from the tailbone first, all the way onto the shoulders, and then ease yourself back down. Depending on your pace, a breathing strategy may be to lift on your in-breath and lower down on your out-breath. But as always, you make the pose fit you. You don't have to force to fit the pose. With the last couple rounds, feel free to add your arms. As hips lift, arms come down on the floor behind your head. Hips lower, arms reach down by your side. 2 more breaths in this cycle. The next time you lower your spine down, lift knees into your hands. Hold the knees and just squeeze them into your chest. Rock your back side to side, massaging it against the floor. Plant your left foot on the mat and reach the right leg up. It may not go all the way straight, just as straight as feels good on your back. Hold hands around the back of that leg. An option to keep left knee bent or straighten it out. Reach up through your right foot and roll out your ankle. Both directions. Wave at somebody with your toes. Exhale, bend knee to chest. Inhale, straighten up. First, lift your toes and then lift your heel. Exhale, bend knee to chest. Stay on that flow. Inhale, first toes, then heel. Exhale, bend knee. Another cycle with your breath. As you bend the knee, we're going to take that leg for a cradle. Lift up so you can hold on to the outside of the right ankle and just lay back down, hugging it toward you. Rock a little bit side to side. It's like a pigeon on your back. Release that foot, and then we'll twist. Left hand to the right knee. As your knee moves over to the right, reach out with your right arm into the twist. Just another breath. Gentle twist as we get started. Slowly unroll, plant your right foot, bend left knee in, and straighten that leg up. Hands around the back of the thigh. Begin to roll out your ankle. I'm just going to grab my towel. Let's say it's kind of a strain to reach the back of your leg. This is a great application where you could be holding the towel. Yeah. Both directions with that ankle. When you breathe out, bend your knee. Option to straighten the right leg or keep it bent. Inhale, reach the left leg up, either toes first and then heel. Exhale, bend the knee in. Inhale, reach up toes, then heel. Exhale, knee to chest. 2 more rounds on your breath. This is a sciatic nerve stretch. Nice. As you bend that knee, we're going to take it in for the cradle. Curl yourself up so you can hold on to the outside of the left ankle and then lay your body back down. Rock a little bit into your hip. It may feel nice to lift and lower the left foot a bit. Reach long through the inner right leg. All right, release feet to floor. Hug both of your knees, and if your floor isn't too hard, you may like to do a little rock and roll up and down your back. So rock as much as you want, and then we're going to end up meeting in a boat pose. So boat is balancing on the sitting bones. Hold onto the back of your thighs. Raise your feet in line with your knees. Lean back through your chest, and just an option is to free up your arms from your legs or keep holding them. As you breathe here, we're starting to activate our core. Lean back so that you turn on your low abs and relieve some work from your thighs. So just try to find that balance. More abs than thigh effort. Nice work. Soles of the feet together, lean forward into the butterfly. Knees go wide. Walk your sitting bones back a little bit to bring your spine at a forward angle into the pose. We'll have a few moments. I like to do sort of a sidewinder, a snaking movement, like just side to side, releasing forward through the spine. slide your right fingertips over to your side and reach the left arm up and overhead. Experiment with leaning forward, reaching forward, and then reaching back to shine the light of your heart up. Try both of those to see what helps you to stretch in the best way for you. Lower left arm, changing sides, lean to your left, reach the right arm up. Think of your palm facing the left, reach, and then lean slightly forward, reach the outer shoulder back, and see what's here. In a lot of the movements in class, I like to show this movement and then you get to decide what you take. Like maybe one part of the stretch is really hitting the spot, so you stay there. Nice job. Come to center, float up into the boat, sandwich the inner thighs, either holding behind the thighs or parallel arms. Take 3 deep breaths. Shoulders back, chest forward. On your exhale, crisscross your ankles, slide forward, and then make your way into table pose on the hands and knees. The purpose of this table is just going to be stretching out your hands and your feet in a way that helps you. Curl your toes under, shift your hips back to see what kind of stretch you can get on your feet. Come forward, bring the shoulders forward any amount to get that inner wrist stretch. And in your way, just forward and back. There could also be a bit of cat and cow if you'd like. Make the movement less linear, so you're stretching into the pinky edge of hand and foot, big toe and thumb. All right, let's release back into child's pose. Top of the foot flat, push your hips back toward your heels, and release forward. Use your breath to tune into your spine and see how the poses have affected your back so far. Rise up to table, and let's set up downward dog. Feel free to beat me there if you know the pose well. From table, handprints walk forward, curl your toes under, and push with your hands as you lift your knees and make the legs more straight. Walk the dog by bending knees slowly one at a time. Tune in with your breathing. See if the deeper breath is possible in downward dog. With a bend in the knees, begin to walk, feet to hands, hands to feet, however you get to a standing pose. Plant your feet down and slowly rise all the way up, mountain pose. Walk feet in place so you find a natural position for you to be grounded and balanced evenly through the feet. Find an effort to lengthen directly up through your spine. As your feet ground down, point your tailbone down between the heels. And as the tailbone reaches down, reach up through the back of your neck and the crown of the head. Take a hand and just find the very tip top of your head. My head has like a cone, like a little peak. So some of us have like a little shape, or maybe it's flatter on the top of your head, and just push your head up into your hand to get a ½ inch taller. Arms by your side. Enjoy 3 deep breaths to embody your mountain pose. Gentle, active lengthening of the spine, axial extension. Next, inhale, circle sweep your arms up, arms overhead. Exhale, dive into a forward fold. This is where you may use a chair or hands to the earth. We're going to come up to halfway lift. So rise up until you have no hunch in your back. With an exhale, melt forward, standing forward fold. Twice more, as high as you like to come. Hands might touch shins or thighs. Exhale all the way down. Last round on your breath. Touch hands to mat and walk yourself back into a plank. You may do a table pose on the way. In the plank, we could have knees up or down. Your choice as you push with your hands and shine the heart forward. Core is activating as you strengthen your abs. We've got an optional push-up, and then lower your belly to the mat. Reach the legs back one at a time. We're going to take a half locust flow. Stretch the arms forward. Arms are like Superman. And then karate chop your hands so pinky edge is on the ground. When you breathe in, lift the right leg and left arm any amount. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, other side, opposite arm and leg. Exhale, release down. Continue moving like this with your breath. Once you know the flow, instead of looking at the screen, just look downward. This will help the back of your neck to be long. Activate out through fingers and toes. When you reach through your left leg and right arm, that's the last round. Plant your hands beneath your shoulders. Press up either through table or plank. Make your way back into child's pose. 2 deep breaths to open up your back. With an inhale, rise up into table. And we'll take a fire hydrant with the, with the right leg. So for this, you're going to shift weight into your left knee and lift your right knee at a 90-degree angle and then come back down. Just try that movement. Your knee doesn't have to be all the way as high as your hip. We're just going to lift the knee out to the side. And if you want to add your arm, we're going to do opposite arm, kind of the same shape. So if you're newer to yoga, maybe you just do the leg. And if you're someone who needs complicated yoga, a lot of us are complex, so we're going to add the arm. Totally your call. As you lift the knee, try to lift more from your knee than from your glute. Nice job. The next time your knee lifts, hands to mat, stretch your right leg straight back. Bring the ball of the foot to the mat, and then right heel comes down as you lift up your right arm, coming into a side stretch. Push down through your foot and reach top arm overhead. Let your head be heavy. Couple of deep breaths, opening up your ribs. For my friends that want a little extra core, push into hand and foot and hover your bottom knee. Lots of extra core. Nice. We're going to take a quad stretch from here. So just lift that foot, hold on to the outer right ankle. Push your foot against your hand to open up your quad and the front shoulder. Cap away from your head, so you're getting really long on the front side of your body. And if your knee feels a little uncomfortable, sometimes just raising or lowering the knee will help modify that. All right, come onto the ground. And here we've got a yogi's choice if you'd like to relax in child's or invigorate in a flow. Plank to low plank. cobra, and downward dog. Let's meet together in table pose. We'll take second side of that sequence, beginning with fire hydrant on the left side. So left knee lifts to the side and then comes back, next door neighbors with the right. So like before, we're trying to move more from the knee than by lifting the glute and twisting the low back. Another way to think of that is that your abdomen is facing the floor instead of turning to the left. Feel free to add the mirror of your arm. Right elbow would lift into the fire hydrant shape. This is a common area of weakness, so don't worry if you're feeling challenged. That's why I'm including this pose, because a lot of us can benefit from strength here. One more round. Nice job. Keep that knee lifted, ground your hand, shoot the leg back, open up through your toes, and then lower the ball of the foot, then the heel. And just watch my back foot. It's going to pivot so that you don't have to stay on a balance beam when your left arm lifts. Nice. Deep breaths, open up. Left arm comes alongside the ear, palm faces the ground. Push into your left footprint to open up more in the pose. Just an option for my very core friends is to take weight off of the bottom foot and see how you strengthen weight out of the bottom. Nice job. Left hand, reach toward the foot, bend your left ankle and grasp the ankle behind your back. Opening your quad. Bring your pelvis forward away from the foot. Heel toward the bum, pelvis forward. Lengthen the knee away from the head. Get long in your spine. Deep breathing. Nice job. Turn to look at the mat. Lower yourself down. Again, we've got yogi's choice. Take a flow or take a break off your wrists. Become centered and tune into the effects of the sequence you did. Either resting in child's pose or downward dog, yogi's choice. Make your way up to standing. Take your time getting there. Plant your feet down as you stand up. On an inhale, circle sweep arms up. Exhale, hands together by your heart. Release arms by your side and pause briefly to feel your body. Instead of an idea or a commentary about your body, be with what you feel right now, which is a whole new feeling, a new dimension, right here in the present, unfolding. Let's balance in the tree pose. Start by balancing on your left foot, if you like to bring that a little more to center. And then I have a chair nearby, but maybe you have a wall in case you'd like to use it to help with your balance. Start by the right knee pointing out to the side, and then the foot is going to come up. I'll show you a front view. The foot will either be above or below the knee. And we're pointing our hips forward while the knee opens more back and out to the right. Press the inner leg and the sole of the foot against each other. Option to take hands to heart or arms overhead. Take 3 deep breaths and lengthen out your back. Tailbone down, back of the neck long. All right, hands to hips for our transition. Point your knee forward And then step your leg back for warrior one. So we've got a long stride, still able to face our chest forward. If you look at your back foot, it's about at a 40 angle. Bend and straighten into the front knee. This is where you may like to adjust your foot placement for a way that your knee feels supported. Bend into the front knee, bring hands together by your heart. Open your arms out into one side of the letter X. Straighten out your front leg. On an exhale, bend the front knee, hands by the heart. Other side, straighten the leg and reach your arms at the other side of the letter X. Exhale, hands together. So we're going to continue. I'll just show you a front view. So we're inhaling like one side of the letter X, exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reach in that diagonal, and exhale, hands together. One more reach on each side. As hands come by the heart, straighten out the front leg, hands to hips. We're headed for the pyramid pose. And if your legs need a little break, you can always reset and then come back into that foot position. I'm going to show how to use a chair, so you could be reaching to the floor or to a chair. Fold forward from your hips and reach out long. You might adjust yourself so that you can really push and lengthen, whether you're touching the floor or touching a chair. Really support yourself on your arms so that you can stretch out your back. Get long through the front leg, push into that footprint to send your pelvis back and slightly upward. Or I could be more specific, think of your tailbone tipping slightly upward. All right, let's come out slowly, bend the front knee, and just walk yourself up. Stand to the front of the mat. If you like to shake your legs out a bit or roll the ankles to release, feel free. Check in with the strength you found from side one, and let's progress. Right foot will be our balance foot for the tree. Start by turning your left knee out to the side, and then the sole of that foot can be above or below the knee. Feel free to have something to touch for balance or embrace the wobbles. No yoga pose is wobble free, but the wobbles are actually core movements. They're deeper muscles close to the joints that help to prevent injury. Hands to heart or reaching into the sky. Your choice. 2 deep breaths. For our transition, hands to hips, point left knee forward, big step back. Orient your feet for warrior one. Start to bend and straighten into the front knee. We'll take a different arm flow for this side. Bend your knee and open your arms into a letter W. So we're bringing our elbows slightly down from the shoulder. Back of the arm reaches back. Straighten the front leg and crisscross hands to opposite shoulders. Drop chin to chest. Bend the front knee, inhale, open like a W. Exhale, straighten the leg, crisscross the arms. Inhale, bend knee, open your elbows back. Inhale, straighten leg, crisscross arms with the other arm on top. Stay on that flow with your breath. Last round. Front leg is straight. If you need to step out of your footprints and come back in, go right ahead. As we come for the pyramid, think of tilting forward, long spine. This is where you might grab hold of furniture nearby or some people might be comfortable reaching down to the floor. For this version, for a back stretch version, support yourself with your hands. Really have something to lean into, to push off of. So it's like from your hands, you're pushing down to reach your spine long up through the tailbone. And we've got just a couple breaths to feel. Let's see how you can sculpt the pose and just be with the sensations that are here, one breath at a time. To come out, bend into the front knee and stand up slowly. Step the legs together, shake out if you'd like. Next, we'll be coming to the wide side of the mat. And I'm going to show how to use the chair for triangle. You might also use a wall if you have a wall nearby. We're going to do a triangle where our bottom arm is resting. So it'll either be on your shin or a prop nearby. We'll go to the right side first. So turn your toes out, kick your left heel back so the outer edge of the foot is parallel to the long edge of the mat. With hands on hips, stay long, and then tilt to your right. Ground your hand either on your leg or a prop, and top arm reaches up. Push off of that hand, kind of like you did before. We're going to send our spine long through the side of your hip, down through the foot. Think of your spine getting long up through the back of the head, and just breathe along all these lengths. Nice job. Bend the front knee, push off as you stand up. Let's change our feet to set up the second side. Here's a tip. Doing yoga with a chair, I like to have some of the feet of the chair on my mat so it doesn't slide around. Feet are separated about a leg length apart. We've got the right toes or the left toes now pointed to the short edge of the mat. Back, so there's a slight inward angle in the back foot. Turn your hips to the side. Sometimes I move in and out just to ease into the shape. And then reach your bottom arm down, either to a prop or to your shin. Push off the bottom hand so you can lengthen out your back. Top arm reaches up. Strong in your footprints. There's a central axis of strength. If you hug your feet a little closer together, kind of like traction them together, see how that affects your spine. Any more freedom in your spine? Nice. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the front knee, push off that leg as you stand up. Heel toe the feet in, dance them in, shake them out a little bit. We're going to come into a straddle forward bend into this wide position. And you may also, I'll show, you may also come forward onto the chair as an option. So reach your arms up, deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Long in your back, hands on a prop or toward the floor. For a twist, reach your right arm up. Think of lifting your right shoulder blade back. It's not necessary that your fingertips reach the ceiling necessarily. You might just be pointing at the wall or where the wall meets the ceiling. Twist up a little more, one more breath in. Exhale, lower that down. Other side, left arm lifts. Activate up through your fingertips. Sometimes we want to lean all our weight into the Left foot, left thigh, but counterbalance that. Ground both feet as you reach up into the twist. Nice work. On an exhale, hands to mat. Bend knees one at a time. And we'll make our way down to the mat. One knee at a time. Coming into a comfortable seat. This might mean sitting up on your cushion or even sitting in the chair if that's more comfortable. This is where you want to have your small towel on hand for some neck stretches. So the first place we're going to have the towel is over one shoulder. And the hand that's on that side is going to hold the front of the towel. And I like to really get the towel on the side of the neck. So we're pushing into that muscle you always want people to massage. So your other arm is going to come behind your back and kind of pull down. I'll show a back view. We're like pulling down on the back of the towel. Start with your head right at center, pull down with the towel, and then reach away from it. Ear toward the shoulder. Some deeper breaths. It may feel nice to nod your chin a little bit or shake the head no. Slowly release the towel. Bring your fingers to that side, right under your collarbone. Take a moment to massage like you're sculpting clay. Push into the muscles right below your collarbone. Bring one hand flat and then the other hand on top. So you're dragging the skin down, and then reach your chin up and slightly away from your hands. Another stretch where you may like to nod up and down or open and close your jaw. Breath is still flowing, sending a message to your nervous system that it's all good. Slowly release. Before we work on the second side, just roll your shoulders a few times, up, back, and down, and see if you feel the difference, if there's more freedom on the side that you just stretched. Place the towel over the other side. Remember to try to nuzzle it up the side of your neck to really get into those upper traps. So the side that you're on, that arm is going to hold the towel in front, and then your other hand comes behind the back. So it's kind of a shoulder stretch just to reach back there. Pull down with the towel. Start out with your head at center and then reach away, ear toward the other shoulder. So there might be a little nod, chin up and down slightly. Gentle movements with the neck to help release. You may always replace the towel, get like a fresh start, nice amount of stretch. Another breath here. Head to center, release your strap. Find the collarbone on that side and start to massage underneath it. It can be really nice to massage into it's kind of like a little valley right before you get to the socket of your shoulder. There's like a softer inner place where we have our deeper pec attachments. Maybe there's a tender spot to massage in there. And then our pin and stretch. So one hand pulls down, other hand on top of it. Drag hands down and reach chin up and slightly away from the hands. A gentle nod with the chin or open and close the jaw. Breath is still flowing. One more moment here. Slowly release. Roll the shoulders one more time. It may feel nice just to dip your head to either side and see if you feel any benefit. We'll turn lengthwise on the mat. You might like to still have your cushion handy. Hi. Oh. Yeah, I'll text it to you. A moment of taking care of family during yoga. All right, seated forward fold, legs out long. Put a little bend in your knees and drag your heels toward your sitting bones. As you do that, this is strengthening your hamstrings, and you might feel yourself come forward from your lower back. So just try that. Dig the heels in, bring yourself forward, and reach out. There is a way, if you have your towel handy, you can hook it around your feet, or your hands could grab the lower legs. We'll take a little time to melt through the pose. Tuck chin and get really long through the back of your neck. Sometimes we have a story about our body in certain shapes, but just for now, be with each breath. And notice how each breath brings a new dimension of experience. It's like doing the pose for the first time with these really fresh eyes, with a really open mind. Be soft as you work your edge, allowing your back to open up. Walk your hands up the legs as you slowly come out. We're going to make our way down onto our back. You may like to have your cushion under your head as you lie down on your side. Take your arm on the bottom and just reach it forward. Top arm is going to match up with the bottom arm, and the knees will bend as well. Knees are about 90 degrees bent. This is a very loose flow to release our backs. I got to do it for the first time recently. Happy to share it today. Kind of like an alligator mouth. Lift your top arm and just reach back into a twist. Your knees might separate. And really relaxed. Bring the top arm forward to the bottom arm. And now let the top shoulder just slump as you soften your back. So we're going to move like that. Drag your top arm up, trace it across your chest, open to the floor. Slowly reach forward and down, hands together, and just let things kind of melt, shoulder melt. Stay with that movement. Let your hips rock a bit. Actually, you may like to circle out your arm, like a big circle shape, really either direction in a circle. Hands together for that moment of just softness. Top shoulder really just slumps. This very gentle movement helping to unlock your back. With the last couple rounds, see how soft you can get. Think ragdoll in your back, your shoulders, and your neck. The next time your hands come together, just take an extra moment in that squish. Top shoulder just melts forward. It's okay if your knees don't line up perfectly. Relax the side of your neck. For the second side, you may just like to roll onto your back. I'm going to flip just so you can see on the screen. Get comfortable on your side. Bottom arm can reach forward. Option to have your cushion like a pillow under your head. Start by matching up your hands. Stack your knees. Slowly open up. Trace that top arm back. And then top arm melts forward, hands together. Find that moment of softness as you let the top shoulder melt forward. Moving gently in your own way to explore what can release for you. The top arm may like to move somewhat in a circle. Whenever your hands come together again, just take that moment to really soften. Just gravity pulls you forward a bit. See what you can release. Enjoy a few more rounds. What other boundaries can you melt through your release in this pose? When hands come together, take that extra moment to slump, to melt top shoulder forward. Relax the side of your neck. Roll easily onto your back. Bring knees into the chest. If you like to keep your pillow under your head, that's just an option. Happy baby pose. Lift the soles of your feet toward the ceiling. Hold the back of your thighs, the sides of your shins or your feet, and bend your knees out to the side. It can be fun to do a roll on your back. And I love to contemplate the attitude that a baby has toward their body. There's no story, there's no judgment, just a pure appreciation and a very innocent enjoyment. How would a baby feel about their body? See if there's any other movements you'd like to do, and then take your relaxation pose. Legs stretch out. Arms are spaced a bit away from your sides so the shoulders can relax. Eyes close. Allow yourself to drop in to a deep relaxation. Relax the skin on your face, the eyebrows and the forehead, the cheeks and the jaw. Relax your scalp. Feel your whole head depressurize and release. Give yourself the next few moments to relax, to simply be. In the same way that we release a tight muscle, just by noticing and bringing awareness, we can release any mental tightness, like your hand can be grasping in a fist or loose and open. Feel your mind ungrasp. Feel your mind release any pressure to be open like the sky, to be perceptive. Begin to deepen your breath. Twinkle fingers and toes. Roll head softly side to side. For a full stretch. Think back to when you started your practice in this shape. Transition slowly with a bend in your knees. Roll to your side. Support with your arms as you rise up into a comfortable seat. And take a moment to be quiet and let your practice sink in. Reflect on anything you'd like to bring with you, any helpful practices or imagery, or just a way of being with your breath and your body. How would you like to bring your practice with you? With hands together, as I honor the higher aspects in my own heart, I see that this higher self resides in the heart of all beings. Namaste.